Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to my review of Crimes of the Future. This is the brand new film this year. It was released by David Cronenberg, not to be mistaken for the other Crimes of the Future. I saw the trailer to this and I was like, wow, yeah, this looks really... I mean, it looked like Cronenberg, you know? Cronenberg, what we expect of him. And I had quite high hopes for this film. In some regards, we heard that it caused walkouts at festivals. So I was thinking, wow, this is going to be brutal. You know, really out there stuff. And I was disappointed. I feel like, unfortunately, this film is a bit of a muddled mess. And it does kind of make some sense as to that being my perception of it. When you hear that this is a film that he's had, you know, the script for ages, and he's just gone to make it, basically. And I do feel like this is an uninspired film as a result of that. I don't feel it doesn't capture the mind as much as other David Cronenberg films. It's not as if he wrote it with a huge intention behind it. It's almost as if it was made by an AI attempting to replicate a Cronenberg film. It has all the elements of a Cronenberg film, but it's a bit soulless. Now, I know that that's quite harsh on the film, but it was overlong, a very big muddled mess. The story itself, a bit pointless, but there is a point to it. The acting was great, the music was great, the practical effects were great, and the props were great. But the problem is, like I say, it's the problem therein lies is within the story and how that is structured and how it just doesn't have any. There's no charisma to the story. You ever met someone that's just a black hole of energy? Like, I finished watching this film and I am just. It's a bit of a black hole of energy, this film. I can't say I liked it. I genuinely didn't. Although I liked elements of it, and I should have been primed to like it. This is my kind of film. But if I don't like it, and I'm primed to like it, I think very few people will like this film. Genuinely. So what's the story? Well, Viggo Mortensen, good to see him in stuff. Like, he's very particular with what he chooses to do. And he was good in this for what he had. It wasn't a great deal for him to do. He plays Soul. This sort of performance artist called Soul, right? And he works with Caprice, a surgeon. And we're in the future where bodies start growing new things, right? Human evolution is taking on a new course. And you're like, okay, this is an interesting concept. So what are people doing with this accelerated human evolution? Oh, they're cutting themselves open, removing the organs and sealing themselves up. Right. Okay. What a waste of an idea. Cronenberg. And that is what Soul and Caprice do. They cut him open once he's grown a new organ. She would have tattooed it to present the artwork. And then that's it. That's what they do in this film. But then there's a subplot, or I guess the main plot anyway, where there's a child that we see at the start, and I think he's in the trailer, that has started to be able to feed on plastic and synthetic materials. Thus, this story is all about human evolution and how we must make use of our wastage somehow. So this child was born from a man who had surgically altered himself to be able to consume synthetic foods, plastics, waste. But this child was born with those as genetic traits. Doesn't make any sense. They even say in the film it doesn't make any sense. Viggo Mortensen literally says, well, if I chopped off my finger, my son's not going to be born without a finger. So it doesn't make any goddamn sense. But that's the story. And then there's this sort of element of political sort of conspiracy to hide that is an evolution that is occurring. Why? It's just, honestly, this film's a mess. Oh, and that is as non-spoilers as possible. The music was beautiful, and you would have seen in the trailer, like I'll be playing some of it during this video, this review. Some of the practical effects were just phenomenally done, but it lacks any real substance. It doesn't get going at all. And it's a big shame as a result of that, because this film could have been truly great. Has a really good idea. And I guess the title, Reusing Crimes of the Future, it does kind of work. The crimes of the future here are, of course, evolution. That's a crime now. The future is a crime. The future evolution of humanity has become a crime. It just felt very, very lackluster. And very disappointing for Cronenberg to come back and that be what he puts out. Yeah. But again, like I said, it makes sense, because when you hear about the origins of this film, it's a film he's had lying around for ages. So I'm sat there going, like, why did you make it? Is it just a cash grab? Why did you make this film? I don't know why people walked out. It wasn't that gross. I don't know what scene made them walk out. I've got no idea. No idea. Like they cut open a child, maybe, but it wasn't that gross. I don't get it. I don't. There's nothing in this that is particularly grotesque by comparison to other things, or that shocking. You want to be shocked by a film? Watch Martyrs. Fucking hell. So there you go. That's my review. Cannot recommend it. Definitely wouldn't pay to watch it. That's for sure. My recommendation to you. Anyway, definitely don't pay to watch it. Very, very disappointing. It has all the elements there to be a good film, but really stumbles and falls flat on its face a lot. So if you've seen it, let me know what you think down below. If you're new here, do hit subscribe, ladies and gents. Turn those bell notifications on. And also check that they're on if you're already a subscriber. But drop your thoughts down below. Take care. Also, ladies and gentlemen, consider checking out my Teespring store. Supporting the channel via this way does go a long way. But also, not only that, you do get to wear some awesome merch. These are one-of-a-kind designs designed for me by my graphic designer. We, of course, have our Clown World line, which is in mugs, hoodies, t-shirts. We've got Space Jeebus. And then for something a little bit different, we, of course, have right down at the bottom right here, we have our Pulsar GTIR. Also, ladies and gentlemen, consider checking out and supporting my second channel, which is Car Nonsense. This is a vlog and car channel. You can find links to this in the description box along with my Teespring. Please do consider supporting.